Macho John Madden, they call me Juanito in Mexico where I am now. This is part 2 of the saga of how love has found me in Mexico. It will not stand by itself. You pretty much have to watch part 1, which is 6 minutes, and you won't know what I'm talking about if you don't have that context. I'll make it easy for you to find it. My phone ran out of memory, so I had to clear out some stuff. I left off at the point where I was realizing that this young woman that I was hopelessly, and it felt like more than infatuated, but in love with her, when I realized, although she gave me lots of encouragement in terms of, at AT&T when I worked there, managers used to talk about opening your kimono, letting people see the real person inside. She hadn't done much of that at all, because I had a new friend who was doing it. I said, what's the problem here? And I was desperately wounded by the big love of my adult life was a woman much like her, spectacular, but very emotionally stingy. So I confronted her gently. I said, I'm needing not sudden change, but I'm needing for you to either start opening up. Don't give me, when I send you a long message about how great you are, you say, great, thank you. No. I need you to give me something more. Let me know more of who you are, or tell me why you can't, which I think is a divorce 3 years ago that she's nowhere near over. I thought, she doesn't even think, her concept of relationships doesn't include this kind of emotional intimacy. She's not going to accept that challenge. And she didn't. She signed off. Then we came back and renegotiated to be real good friends. But she kept acting out her anger at me. So finally, this morning, actually, I fired her in a really as positive way as I could, but I said, why would I keep coming down here to El Diamante from Vega, where I'm living now, to see someone who might not even show up, which she hadn't. She said she'd be there at 3, and she made no attempt to be there. She cleared out to punish me. So I believe in rebound relationships sometimes. Sometimes it's not that you're just irrationally clutching for a life raft. It's that when one relationship goes up in smoke, you wake up and go, well, what about this person who's been trying to get at you? Shouldn't you give them a try? So I did. This is the person at the restaurant right next to her, runs that one, who, when I ran into her at the big grocery store in Vega one day, she was so sweet, so friendly, and I said, do I know you? And she says, well, I see you every day in El Diamante. You walk by my place. And so she continued to call out, Juanito, whenever I walk by her restaurant. I did stop and have a meal there one day. And one day, just on a flyer, just because of what I felt in the moment, I said her name, Mi Amor, and she loved that. That was fun. But today I went, well, maybe I do. Maybe I should. Let's check it out. And we have a date for Saturday for a spectacular thing that's going to be an international horse show here in Vega where something like 40,000 horses are going to go by my balcony in the morning. So I said, you want to come to that? And she's coming. You have to get good at believing you deserve love, and you have to, my friend Mark Briggs used to talk about the vacuum principle, that if something comes your way that is in so many ways what you want and need, but not, to not jump just because the person is a shiny object, to say, yeah, but maybe I need more, maybe I deserve to be loved better than that person is doing it. And this new person is, like my landlord, so emotionally generous, giving so much of herself in text messages. And I think has just been waiting for that. Partly with both of them, it's because they are not down on gringos, and I'm a pretty good one. And although the language is an issue, I'm working on my Spanish, and I'm pretty good. Lots of Mexicans think I'm good, but I'm not yet. But I'm working on it. And they're working on their English. And love language is not always verbal. So, it's consummated. No, neither relationship is consummated. But what I needed to say, God tells me, push the button, asshole. This is just climbing all over you. If you don't push the button, it's going to bug you all night when you're trying to sleep. I bet I'm going to sleep really good, which I have ever since getting down here. I sleep like a rock almost the moment I had hit the pillow. Stop. Stop, I'm stopping. I'm done. Bye.